Okay, in this video I will be talking about CSS border. So to do that, let's create a HTML structure in our HTML. Note that I split my VS Code stream into two. So this side is for CSS, this side is for HTML, and this is the browser, Chrome browser, for our output for displaying what we are doing. Okay, so let me add header 1. Let me say hash 1. Let me make use of hash 1. Let's say hello. Say hello everyone. Should I, yeah, hello everyone. Hello everyone. Okay. Then I want to give it a class, so I can be able to, let me just give it a class. Or should I use ID? Let me use class. Let me use demo. Let me say class, then demo. Okay. So I've given the class. I've given this elements a class demo. Okay. So inside our CSS, let's call that demo dot demo dot demo dot demo. Open our block um our block what is it called again? Our block declaration. Yeah. Okay. Then inside here we'll add let's say border. Say border. Let me say 1 em. Oh, there's an issue here. I've not linked the CSS file to this my HTML. So to link this is an external CSS file. So to link it to our HTML, just below the title, just type in link inside the href, just / select your file, your CSS file location. Mine is inside CSS folder, and then the name of my file is style.css. Okay, so I've now selected it. Then I will now say inside my CSS, let me say solid black, not solid lead. Okay, so solid green. Okay, this is for border. This is a common border. Okay, now I want to go through border and I want to make use of all the declarations, all the decorations in the all the borders values, and properties. I want to make not really all of them, but few of them that I can cover in this video. Okay, so we'll use a property, border property. Just use say border hyphen let me say hyphen style. Okay, colon. I've already have the colon. Then let's say dotted. You can see this type of border. Okay, then another one is, let me use another one is dashed. You can see this one is another one called dashed. Okay, then another one is solid. Although we have done that solid, I've done solid to be very thick solid. You can give the solid you can increase the solid. You can give the solid something like say 1 em, something like 1 em. It will increase the thickness of the solid. No, it will be before the solid. 1 em. Sorry about this. 1 em. to increase the thickness of the solid. Wait, okay, it's not here, not this one. Sorry about that. This is for solid. Okay, then the next one is let's say double. The next one is double. Let's see what that one is. It is a double lining for border. Okay, and the next one is groove. You can see how this one looks like a fading color. Looks like fading. Okay, the next one is ridge. So you see how this one looks like. Can see that. Okay, then the next one is inset. Look at it. Okay, this one is not inset. Instead of the border, instead of this line to be outside, is not inside. That's why it's called inset. It is set inside. Okay, then the next one is outset. You can see the difference now. This one is outside. The line is faced outside, but in inset, if you step this inset, you can see the line is inside. Okay, there's another one we call the hidden, although hidden and none is the same thing. So if you say none really means none, no border. Then you also have this one called hidden border. Hidden border will not display anything. It's almost same as, can say it's almost same thing with none, but is a value to the property of border style. Okay, okay, okay. So the next thing, let's do border color. Let's do border color. Okay, border color. Just put hyphen then color. Okay, border color. Let's call it let's say brown. Okay, it's not showing anything because we're not giving it any border yet. The color is there, but until we add border style and then the type of styling for the border before the color will appear on that. So let's say border dash border hyphen border style, border styling. You can see the list of them, see all of them, dash dash, on set, a lot of them. Let's use this on set and see how it looks like. Okay, supposed to add solid to, let me see what this thing will give me. I'm not seeing it here. Let me deposition this, although I'm not sure is the issue. Let me cut it and paste it here. Enter Ctrl V. Okay, now let me use, instead of this on set, let me say oh, on set does not mean anything. Let me say dotted. Yeah, you can see the color. The dots inherited brown color. Okay, I can also say, let me use inset and look at how and see how it looks like. Inset, you can see how that color looks like. So let's make use of dash dash. Think it will make a bit sense. A dashed, not dash dash, dashed. Okay, now let's add other few things inside this border. Let me just say I've added border color. Let me just give it is it necessary now? Let me just give it background color and see what it looks like. Background color, let me give it this aqua. You can see how it looks like. Okay, so you can see the border. You cannot see the color of the border. Well, you can see it well now. Okay, so let's do another thing. Okay, what I want to do now, I want to create, let me create a div. Let me use a div to do this because this is this header one content element is small. Let me use div and create sort of a box with div. When I create that box with div, then I'll still make use of this class. I'll just have to change this h1 to div, and then the down one, this one, change it to div. Okay, now here's what I want to do. Let me wipe this thing off. Let me clean this thing. I want to illustrate how you can style each side of a box. You can give each one side of a box a dotted border. Give one side the solid border. Give the top something like dash dash. Give the bottom something like say insert uh, border. Okay, let me clean this thing. Let me clean it out. Let me start afresh. Demo. Open our decoration block. Okay, inside this place now, let me give the div. Let me give the div. Let me clean this letter inside the div is of no use. Let me just leave it, remove it, let it be an empty div. Okay, then let me give the div a width of let me say 400 pixel. Okay, then in the height, and the height of, let me say, let me do 400 by 400. Let me see how it looks like. 400 pixel. Okay, so we have not drawn our div box, so I have to give it a background color so we can see it. So let's say background color of, let me use should I use, let me use mm, let me use gold color, I think, or any colors similar to gold. Okay, let me use this golden rod. I think is the gold is darker. I think so. This is what we created. I think this size is okay, but let me reduce the height. Let me increase the height. Let me make it 450 and see how it looks like. Yeah, I think it's much better for me this way. So we can see what we're restricting here. Then let me bring this, because of the border that will go on the top, I want to bring this div down small. Okay, I want to bring it down small so we can see every side of it well. Okay, then let me put Blake here, BR, enter, so it will come down small. Yeah, then let me give it a margin so it will shift from this place and be in center. Or I can just use let me use if I use align now, if I use test align, if I use align, no, let me use margin. I think margin is the best thing to use. Margin left, let me say, so it will shift from this side of the browser and move somewhere close to center so we can see the four corner when we start styling it with the border. Okay, let me use let me say 2em. Let me see how it looks like. Yeah, I think this way is okay. Let me give it margin let me give the top margin so the margin will also come down small. Since let me remove this one and put margin top. Okay, yeah, I think it's well centered. Let me make this one 3 so it will shift a little bit. 3, yeah, perfect. So it's now our div is now centered. Okay, so going ahead to add a border, we'll add a border. Okay, let me just say normal border now. This is a border. This is a normal border. If you say one, okay, let me say 0.5. Okay, let me say 0.2 so it will not be too much. 0.2 em solid. Let's see how it looks like. You can see the the border is a black border by default, so you can make it any, you can change it any color you want. You can say color red anything you want to change to that color, but that's not what we want to do. Okay, so I think 2 em is okay, but it's not that okay as I want it. Okay, so let me just make it let me make it no, this is just for illustration anyway. So let's do that which I said on initially. What I want to do is I want, as you're seeing this box now, I want here to be dotted. Here will be, there will be border right around the square, but each side of the square will have a different border design. Okay, so let me start by doing that. Let me start with the top. Let me start with the top. Let me say, and the property for writing that is border top style, something like that. Border top style. So let me say border top style. Uh, border, put hyphen, border top style. Look at it, down. Okay, border top style. So I want to give it a let me give it should I say, let me give it dotted. Let me see how it looks like. You can see the dotted. Okay, you can see it. Okay, now let me give the let me do another one. Enter. Then another one, border. Instead of doing this, to take us time, let me just um uh duplicate it so that I can just edit one or two inside. So, okay, for the first side we need 4. Okay, so inside this one now we'll do button. We'll do button. Bottom. Dash bottom. Okay, but we don't want dotted. Let's change another design. Let's say dashed. Okay, you can see this different design on the bottom. Okay, then let me change, let me do the left. Left. Okay, so in this left now, let me do I think let me just do, should I do solid now? Let me use solid. Okay, you can see the solid. Okay, now the next thing we can do, let me do light. The right this thing, the right, let me make it let me use, should I use grove now? Let's see how it looks like. Yeah, this grove, but it's not visible. Let me use a border style that is well more visible. Should I use let me use inset and see how it looks like. Is even, this one is even worse. How about add set? How does it look like? Is there, but it's not visible. I don't want something very visible. I want something very visible. Should I, let me just, if I put this dotted, or let me say let me use double and see what it looks like. I think double looks a bit visible. Okay, so this is how you can style each side of the box with different border different border styling property. So if you want to style the top, use border top style, bottom border bottom style, left bottom body left style. Then if you want to do the light, use border right style. Okay, so that is it for doing this style. So we want to, let me do another one so that I can, okay, let me change this color. I think the color is among the problem. Let me see what I can do here. Let me change this gold to something light so that this thing will be very very visible. Very visible. Let me say okay, even in the white background, in normal white, you can see it's very much visible in doing it this way. Okay, let me use azura. I think azura will be more, let me use azura coral. Okay, yeah, I think it's more visible with azura. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to add color to each side. Each side will have its own different colors. Okay, so to do that, what you have to do now, I think this thing is okay. I want to increase, let me first of all increase the size, the thickness of this border and see what it will do. Let me just say border width, border width, border width. Let me just give it a general width. Let me just say something like if I say 2 pixel, how will it look like? It's even more smaller. Let me say how about 4 pixels, which is double of the size. It looks a little bit okay. Let me make it 6. How about 8? Let me do 8, so it will double it. Perfect, this is what I want. It looks more better this way. Okay, so it's the styling is now more visible. Okay, so to add a color to each of the side, what you have to do is to remove this style here, and replace it with color. And then inside this of our value, we now replace this value with the color name. Okay, all we have to do just to edit this border top style, just edit it and remove this style and replace it with color. Okay, let's just do that starting from the top. Let's say color, put your colon. Okay, and then inside this our value, we now say, let me use the color style, say blue. Let me see how that will look like. Okay, what's the problem now? Supposed to work. Okay, here's what we are going to do now. Let's leave this thing is not even necessary. Okay. For us to do that color, let's just make the whole side have the same solid effect, have the same solid styling. Okay, so let me come down here and do let me create this thing and then do let's say color, not border style, sorry, say border style. Let me give it let me say um how will dashed look like. I think dashed makes sense. Okay, so all we have to do now is to change this, continue what we are doing with the color, replace this one with color, then add the value of, let me use gold here, gold, or even golden load. It is more darker. Then this place now, in the left, we'll replace this solid with, let's replace it with the color of let me say red. Okay, now before the lead, let's remove this stand, call here color. Okay, you can see that. Then at this one now, say color. Okay, color. Okay, now replace this dotted to the value of color, which, let me use which color is missing here that will match this color. Let's say green is missing. Say green color. Okay, you can see. So this is how you can color each side of the border with different colors, and also you can also use the same designs as well. Okay, let me remove this dotted, this dashed, and replace, let me say something like dotted, and see how it will look like. Okay, still look good. Let me use insert and see what it will look like. You can see how it look like. Then let me use outset. Okay, you can see how it looks like. Looks nice. Okay, let me use solid and see. I think I've used solid. No, let me use solid. By using solid, look, see how it looks like. Okay, you can also change the background color from Azure to anything you want. Let me see. Let me change this background color. Let me call it. Let me say. Let me just use purple. I don't know whether this color combination will make sense. But let me use this color. Okay, something like this. It makes a bit sense. So this is how to do uh this 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 is for HTML CSS border, and we talked about um how to add style the side of the box, a side of box like this one, a side of box like this one with different um value as regard to border uh border style, what's it called, border top style, border bottom style, border left style, border right style. You can use either solid or the list of them, anyone you want. Then we now talked about how to color each side of the box independently. Okay, so as this color is now, you can add radius to this border. Now if you add radius, this side color will also take the shape of the radius. So let me add radius to it so you see what it will do. Even if it turns circle, this color will still make sure they take appropriate measurements and maintain the same um, four-sided circle on it. So let me say border radius, so you see what it will look like. Border radius, let me say 20%, 20%, as you can see. Let me do 30%. Can see how it's done. Then let me do 50, so it will form a full circle. 50%, you can see it's not actually a perfect circle. The circle is not perfect. Let me view it. The circle is not perfect. Let me do 100%. Let me do 100%. Not want 100. Okay, this is maximum. This is maximum it can go. Okay, so you can see how it's just automatically just fit itself, making sure that the two sides is the four colors fitting in the four side of it. I can just change it. Let me change this into that the dash. Let me see what it will look like. You can see how it goes round. Let me also use dotted and see what it looks like. Very perfect. Then let me use insets. Perfect. This one looks more better. Okay, so this is it for CSS border. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.